I'm the community correspondent for AccountingWEB.co.uk, and in association with cloud accounting software firm Exact, this is the first in a series of video conversations with small businesses, accountants and industry experts about the 21st century client-accountant relationship, technology adoption and plans for the future. We'd love for viewers to get involved, so at the end of this video, please leave your comments or views and any questions you might have, and we'll endeavour to respond to them. You can also use the hashtag, so if you want to tweet about it, it's hashtag 21st century accountant.
I run an online t-shirt retailer in Bristol. We've been going 10 years, and that's about it.
I run SMEs Bristol, which is part of an international movement to help homeless people. But the big thing we do is we run a social enterprise. So our aim is to become self-supporting through our own work, and those who join us who've been homeless live with us and work in our business, our social business. So it's like any other business. We have all the same things, but we have the charity commission as well to deal with. So,
hi, I'm great. So, give you a bit of a background. Been in the software industry for around 16 years. Had my own practice for about 4 of those. Sold it to a larger vendor and helping Exact into the UK market and supporting SMEs and accounting practices across the UK. And it had a quicker rate. So there are a number of factors that come along when it comes to adoption of technology, and it's also the time that we live in. So what becomes standard now is about accessing information online quickly, easily, helping collaboration, a single view into all the major constituents that influence how your business moves forward. So that is a key pivotal factor on moving business forward.
We use, well, from day one we've used in-house software for all areas of business admin, like the back end to our online e-commerce software, and we've got a full-time web developer for 10 years now, and he's basically customized the software as and when we need changes being made, specifically in terms of finance and accounting. Our first bookkeeper used cash flow. Since then, we've done everything on Excel and found it more than enough for our needs. We're relatively simple. We don't really do any invoicing because it's a direct retail consumer piece of software, so all the invoicing is done directly online. So all we need to record is incomings once a day from the credit card company and outgoings to our suppliers. So we find Excel is more than ample for our accounting needs.
But we use QuickBooks as accounting software, which is, I think, still quite basic, but it's designed for accountants, and it produces good information for us, and we get monthly management accounts. As far as adopting technology is concerned, we adopt quite quickly. Our main reason why we adopt things is competition, and so we've got web designers who do all our web stuff. We're increasingly using iPads and iPhones. We upgrade most of our computers probably about every 3 years because they just get too clunky, and we need efficient information. We have lots of different sources of income, so that's quite important to have software where we can have instant results as well. And I think the frustration I have sometimes is some of the things are a bit clunky. We're only just starting to use the cloud, really, and that's mainly for documentation, to enable documentation to get around the place. So if you've got trustees meeting and you need to provide accounts and all the other sort of things, often these are quite big files, and to send them through emails it just takes too long. It's easier to put them up on a cloud. So we're only on the sort of, I'd say, the foothills of that kind of technology at the moment, but. I think increasingly, the use of mobile things is very, very important. Yeah.
The principal idea is about collaboration, is about bringing all the parties that influence your business and the direction you want to go, be it your accountant, be it your suppliers, be it your customers, understanding what's relevant, what content is relevant to them, how can you add value through that, the cloud is merely an envelope which adopts all of these technologies and provides it as an added value service to anyone who wants to adopt it. Easy to adopt, no installations, none of that client user experience, none of that lengthy training. It's about, this is what I need today, this is what I'm going to adopt because I can see that this technology is the one that's going to give me economies of scale, so therefore I'll be paying less and less the more I use of it, and as more customers come and adopt that technology, it becomes a commoditized asset. So lots of key drivers within this type of market, but certainly from my practice days to where we are now, that continues to move forward very aggressively. It becomes not so much a question about risk and about danger of cloud and what's happening with my data, but more about it's helping me to influence my business in a positive way, where I can bring all the parties that can influence how successful my business is going to be all in one space. So that's certainly been a significant step forward to historically, where it was very much a case of sharing files, backups to accountants, restoring files, communicating once every 2 months, 3 months, you know, box full of receipts, all of that side. So those days are certainly part of the past now.
In some ways, I would like to have everything on the cloud, but I think it's getting hold of your stuff. So if it's on the cloud and you've got all your files and documents on there, and you need to get hold of it, and you can't get online, I think that's probably a bigger barrier than the security, because I think you can put in processes for security. I suppose because we deal with people who have, you know, been homeless, we've also got personal files as well. So that might be more of a concern, because we've got duties under legislation to protect people's data.
Biggest benefit I have, and it sounds quite odd, is that I don't have to pack my laptop up from my desk at home. I have Google Drive synced on my home computer and my laptop, so if I'm working on something, finish at 5, save my document, instead of packing my laptop and the charger up every night, I can leave it in the office. I only live 10 miles away, so if the worst comes to worst, I can drive in, but if I need to do something in the evening, I can just sit on my home computer, and whatever I was working on at 5 o'clock is synced at my home PC by 10 past, so I can just carry on working in the comfort of my own home with a nice big screen as opposed to a little laptop screen.
I think I've just sent files through, but I think on the whole they're still using, our auditors still use email. So we had a 14 megabyte statement of financial affairs through, which is a nightmare because it just clunks everything up. And I think we'll try and persuade them to actually use the cloud. Sometimes the very big firms are not so flexible, because they have quite severe protection on their computer systems. So they can't use things like Facebook, because they're stopping their employees being able to use those things. So I think that actually limits what they might be able to do. So I think some of them might need to come more into the 21st century. I've never tested it with ours, but I could ask them actually to send the next 14 megabyte file via Dropbox or something.
We don't at the moment, purely because my accountants haven't actually contacted me for 11.5 months. They're not the most proactive firm, and they are one of the top 10 as well, which is rather scary. So if anyone from my accountants is watching, you've got a couple of weeks left, and I found myself a wonderful new accountant. And this new firm, who are probably of a similar size, but seem much more proactive and interested in working with us. We've already discussed this, and they said what a perfect situation it is, that the accounting spreadsheet that we work on here in the office can be accessed by them at any point without them having to request the latest version or asking us what bills were paid yesterday. They can just go on, download the latest version and work on it. So I think it's going to mean a much smoother practice between the two of us, just, you know, because everything's instant, immediate, updated, and they're working on real-time information.